Shoulder to shoulder, we will fuck him up, go see you. Oh, 2 weeks in a row, we're doing it. We're doing a Buffs recap 2 weeks in a row. Okay, last week was just curious to see how Colorado looked against TCU. Not only did they perform in that game, not only did Shedeur Sanders throw for 500 plus yards, it was just a great game. Incredible game, right? Just touchdown, back and forth, back and forth. If you love football, then that game was as good as it gets. So now they're playing huge rival, Nebraska, all right, who are now 0-2 after CU dominated them 36-14. Huge rivalry game. So I make time to watch today. First half of this game, pretty boring. Really boring until the final 2 minutes, right? Final 2 minutes is when this game got exciting. Until that point, it was just CU's offense couldn't do anything. Nebraska's offense missed a field goal. And then Nebraska's quarterback just Sims. Like he just started turning the ball over. There's a couple bad snaps, threw a terrible interception. CU capitalized on good field position, score a touchdown there, and go into halftime up 13-0. But it didn't feel like CU was really winning that at that point. The big takeaway was, and the big concern from last week, if you watch, was their defense. When in a game where touchdowns are just happening at will, it should be usually because two defenses aren't playing well. But CU's defense, either in 1 week, got a lot better. Their improvement is insane. Or Nebraska's offense is that horrible. I don't know yet. What I do know is that Nebraska fans, after they lost last week, we're talking a ton of shit this week. The most shit talking I think I've seen a team's fan base do after a loss, heading into a game where their opponent had just come off of a huge win, where they just defeated the team that was in the national championship the week before. Sure, do I think TCU is going to be as good this year? No. But the shit talking was impressive. I respect the loyalty, the enthusiasm, but the delusion was through the roof. So first half, I had questions. About CU after the first half of this football game. And then CU just wore Nebraska out. They wore them out. Opportunities presented themselves in the second half. And Shedeur Sanders now is in the Heisman conversation. He is that good. Sanders' most impressive trait is that his eyes are always downfield. He never even thinks about running. And I think one thing I would like to see the CU offense do more is design some runs for Sanders, because they're there and their running game was not working in the first half. But the dude is always looking for a big play. He can make all the throws. And his most impressive play in this game was a 2-point conversion that didn't even fucking count. He looked a little like Mahomes on that play. He scrambled backwards. He broke a couple tackles, threw across his body, made a catchable ball. It wasn't caught, but it was like, that's going to be a highlight they show. And 0 interceptions. And that's the other thing he does really well. So his eyes are always downfield. Other thing he doesn't do stupid shit. He doesn't make mistakes. Safe with the football. He doesn't put CU in a bad position. And those are two of the hardest things to teach young quarterbacks. So he is skyrocketing up draft boards, which is cool. He's earning it. He's just showing he's good. Nebraska's defensive front, I'll give them credit. They were pretty good in this game. It's why CU struggled so much in the first half. But this is a big win for Colorado. And until they just went off in the second half, it was kind of an ugly game. They hung in there. As you can see, 2 touchdowns, 393 passing yards for Sanders. And that was after a rough first half. The other guy I wanted to talk about is Weaver. This dude, Xavier Weaver, had himself a game. 170 receiving yards, 10 catches, touchdown. He is the number one target for Sanders. At least he was in this game. That guy is a legit receiving stud. So he was impressive. Jimmy Horn made some really important catches in this game. I still think we need to get my guy Dylan Edwards more touches. More touches. Dylan! He had a huge game last week. He had like 3 or 4 touchdowns. CU, if they can figure out how to run the football just more effectively, just keep defenses guessing a little bit, they will be as good as any team in football. College football. I'm just going to say it right now. With the caveat being like their defense legit has to be improved. And I think their defense played so much better this week, but I don't know if it's that they were so much better or Nebraska's offense is horrible. How could you be talking so much shit, Nebraska fans, when that is your offense? That was my big question to Nebraska fans. I'm not even trying to be mean. That's just honest. Honest to God, how could you talk so much crap when your offense is not good? Bro's watching the Buffaloes do well, just prepping for something to be happy for when the Broncos turn out to be horrible. You know what, Jay Flippy? We'll see tomorrow, Jay Flippy. We will see tomorrow. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate anybody who gives me money and then immediately just talks shit to my face. Respect. I respect that. Colorado was like the Lions, played great despite making mistakes. Makes me look forward to what both teams can do once they fix those easy fixes. Correct. 100%. One issue CU has, I would say discipline. There was a handful of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So if they can clean up some of that, I think they left some points on the board just by getting in their own way. Nebraska gave them most of their points by turning over. Fumbles, interceptions, it was the whole gamut. I've never watched college football. I grew up a Cincinnati Reds fan, so naturally I came up to be a Bengals fan. Do I just root for Ohio State? I don't know, man. I'm all about the Buffs right now. I'm all about the Buffs. I can't tell you. Sure, go for Ohio State. Do it. Thanks, Jay Flippy. Appreciate it. I'm wearing Buffs colors. Am I a Buffs fan? I'm a casual Buffs fan. I was a bigger Buffs fan when I was a kid. I watched Cordell Stewart. I followed him into the pros because I liked the Buffs when I was a kid. I would like to watch college football, but the reason I don't watch very much college football is because I do the NFL. And on YouTube, I cover it every day. It's 24/7 during the football season. And then Saturday's the day I have to spend time with my family. So it is really hard for me to say, let me watch more football instead of being with, my wife and kid. That's the legit reason why I don't watch more college ball. But Deion Sanders is a big story. And last week, I watched that game with no intention to talk about it. But it got me so excited for football. I was like, let me just go live afterwards. And then this game was big. So I'm like, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch this entire game. And if CU wins again, I'm going to talk about it because now they've got something cooking. They're 2-0. They play CSU, Colorado State, this next weekend. Brandon, this Deion Sanders knows football perna. Look, I'm not a huge Deion guy, okay? I don't even think he's the greatest coach in the world. I didn't criticize him when CU got him because I thought it was huge. It was a great move for the program because college football, the most important thing is getting talent to your team. And CU had a huge lack of talent. He fixed that immediately. And now he's got guys that want to play for him. And moving forward, I think more and more people are going to want to play for him. The spotlight that Deion put on CU, I don't think there's any other person on earth who could have brought as much attention to Colorado as Deion Sanders. So I think he's a pretty good football coach. Obviously, they're winning right now. He won when he was at Jackson State or whatever. I forget. I don't know. I didn't follow it. But like fucking Wu-Tang. The Wu-Tang clan was at the CU game, okay? Kids are going to want to come play for Colorado now. And if he just hangs around for a while, if he just stays in Colorado, it's going to be so good for the school, for the program, bringing in recruits, bringing more money to CU. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. Let's see here. Oh, we need to get Cavassier Smoke more involved in the offense. That's a tragedy. Just, one carry for 0 yards. Can't. He needs 10 touches every week. All right. Travis Hunter, he had to play both ways again. That's still crazy. Jace Feely, all 3 of his field goals made. Son of Jay Feely. So we got son of Deion Sanders and son of Jay Feely, the real X Factor. He looks like a good kicker. Nebraska. Now, I tweeted that, I didn't know Brock Purdy had a brother. He does. His name is Chuba Purdy, or Chubba Purdy. He came in for 1 play. I didn't even know this man existed. And then I saw the name Chubba Purdy on the internet yesterday. And then I was like, oh my God, that's actually Brock Purdy's little brother. And then holy shit, he came in for 1 play. Incomplete pass. I think his arm got hit or it was a terrible throw. I don't know, but I was happy to see him in the game. What do we got here? I think you have to keep in mind that the difference in the defense would be last week. The heat they played in, Texas heat, is brutal. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, no, the heat it was very hot there. It was humid. And obviously teams coming to Boulder, they got to play at altitude. That's an advantage. But in terms of non-weather related takes, defense was better. They just played better. Obviously, Nebraska, if they don't turn the ball over so much, this would have been a closer game, a much closer game. And now I'm rooting for Colorado, okay? I want them to win all of their games for the rest of the season. Except, and this is going to piss off Buffs fans a lot. You guys might not return. I want them to lose to Colorado State next week and then win the rest of their games. Just because that's how much I love the state of Colorado. I want everybody to have a little success, huh? Can we all get behind that? Go Buffs, lose to CSU, win the rest of the games. I'm an equal opportunity sharer of joy for our football teams in the state of Colorado. That would be hilarious, though. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be kind of fucking funny if that's the only game they lost all year. Could we see a future Brandon primetime interview? I don't think so. I'm blocked by Deion Sanders on Twitter. All right. So I don't think it's going to happen. I don't remember exactly why Deion blocked me. I think it was because I talked shit about him not taking his job seriously at the NFL Network, which is fair because he didn't. Should I have talked shit to him on Twitter about that? Probably not. I think that's why. If that's not what got me blocked, it's probably because I said Champ Bailey is a better corner than him, specifically better at tackling. So I don't know. That happened a couple years ago. But Shedeur Sanders, he can play in the NFL, and I think he can be very good in the NFL. Eyes downfield, doesn't make mistakes. CU's weakness right now is their inability to run the ball. They were able to get some runs going in the second half, which helped. But I just think it's simple. Design like 3 to 4 runs for Sanders in the first half, okay? Just 3 to 4 runs where the defense has to respect that the quarterback can do that. And I think that will open up the passing game for them quite a bit. And they don't need a ton of help doing that. But in games like this, where Nebraska was getting pressure on them, where their secondary seemed to be doing a great job in coverage, there just wasn't a lot of opportunities for Colorado early there. And it's weird to me that there are opportunities and you're watching a college player who it doesn't feel like they've told him he can or should run at all. Then in the second half, all you need is like two more designed runs, a scramble here and there. He'll be unstoppable. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, this was solid. Very fun win. Another great game for the Buffs. I don't want to be here too long. Do you guys have any? What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Defense looked better, but Nebraska was horrible. No, we're not acting like Nebraska's good, okay? But Nebraska fans were telling us that they were going to win this week. And it was very ballsy coming off a loss, coming off CU's insane win. So now CU's, they won a shootout. Then now they've won like a game that was tough for the first half and then dominated in the second. And their defense didn't let this turn into a shootout. So those are two different types of wins. And they play CSU. I don't know their schedule after that, but should be fun. Guys to keep your eye on: Jimmy Horn, Xavier Weaver. I think Dylan Edwards needs 15 to 20 carries. Just get him 15 to 20 or more passes in the screen game. Just 3 receptions today. He dropped one, but he's my favorite. Also, Dylan, Colorado. Edwards, Colorado. Dylan Edwards plays for Colorado. Since Philip Lindsay, he's the most Mr. Colorado player on earth. All right, guys. Go Buffs. Let's let them enjoy. And, here's what I was going to say. And I think this is important because after last week's win, right? Deion comes out, goes after the media, and he goes hard. He's like, all you motherfuckers were haters. Fuck you. It was cool. All right? It was cool. But it was after one win. My fear was you talk that much shit after just one win, you put a lot of pressure on your players who have to go out there and answer, and they did. They answered today. So it worked. I wish I could do that in my life, is what I'm saying. Because every time I've got some confidence and then talk shit, it backfires on me. So I'm very weary of when people are very confident and then double down on it with some shit talking. I'm like, that's going to blow up in their face. And it didn't. They won. Great win for CU. It's going to be a long trip back for Nebraska fans. A lot of Nebraska fans made it to the game. Saw one of the most beautiful campuses on earth. Watched their team get their ass kicked. And now they got to go back to Nebraska. That's a tough scene, guys. That's a tough scene. Thank you guys for tuning into this recap, this live stream of the Buffs. You know, I don't do a lot of college football here. I appreciate it. Last video did well. We got 1,600 people in here over. Can we get to 300 likes? Come on now. Can we get to 300 likes? And I'll get the hell out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Watch some more college football. And don't forget to come back tomorrow because, we're going to be streaming Broncos Raiders NFL football as it returns to all of its glory. Go Buffs. Also go CSU Rams. Also go Nuggets. Also go Avalanche. Also go Rockies, even though we know they're not going to go. And go Broncos. Mammoth. Go Mammoth as well.